My name is Alexander Sepúlveda. We work for the Universidad Industrial de Santander in Colombia. Our team focuses on the intersection between machine learning and material science. This multidisciplinary team is dedicated to using advanced computational techniques such as machine learning to improve material discovery. The research work titled Optimization of Thin-Film Solar Cells Using Gradient-Based Methods, presented at the International Materials Research Congress, addresses the challenge of optimizing the materials of a solar cell in order to enhance their efficiency. Traditional optimization approaches often rely on uniform search methods. This study introduces a novel approach by employing gradient-based optimization methods. The proposed iterative algorithm is specifically tested on optimizing the thickness and bandgap of the absorber and buffer layers in thin-film solar cells. The results demonstrate a PCE close to 20%, modeled by the SCAPS solar cell simulation software. Thin-film solar cells have a configuration consisting of an optical window and an absorber layer. The optical window is composed of a transparent conductive oxide and a buffer layer. In this work, we use zinc sulfide as the buffer layer and tin sulfide as the absorber layer because we are interested in materials with lower toxicity. In addition, they are abundant in nature. Typically, recent studies explore a specific subset of parameter space. This is done by defining a grid of possible values to then evaluate every combination of values. In mathematical optimization, this method is known as uniform search. In uniform search, we decide beforehand the points at which the simulations are to be made. The whole interval is divided into smaller subintervals via the grid points. The cost function f, which corresponds to PCE simulated values, is evaluated at each of the grid points. Then, the optimal is the maximum among all simulations. Uniform search is a brute force technique. It begins by defining the parameters to be optimized and the range of possible values for each parameter. These values create a grid points, where the solar cell is simulated using SCAPS, which is a widely recognized simulation software. Uniform search is easy to understand and implement. However, it can be computationally expensive, particularly when dealing with higher dimensions. For example, when we deal with more than two variables. As the dimensionality of the parameter space increases, the method becomes less feasible due to the cost of dimensionality. Despite these disadvantages, uniform search remains popular. To optimize solar cells, we prefer using iterative optimization methods such as gradient-based techniques rather than uniform search. Gradient-based methods are a class of optimization algorithms that use the gradient of the objective function to guide the search for optimal solutions. These methods are widely used in several fields, including machine learning. In our case, the function f we aim to maximize is the power conversion efficiency obtained through simulation using SCAPS. Gradient descent is an iterative algorithm that moves towards the solution step by step, with each step informed by the result of the previous one. To navigate the multidimensional space, two key steps are involved. First, determining the direction in which the algorithm should move from its current position, using the positive gradient in our case. And second, calculating the distance to move in that direction. The combination of direction and distance at iteration k provides the next point for iteration k plus 1. This algorithm requires defining an initial point beforehand, and the process repeats until the gradient is close to 0, indicating that the local maximum has been reached. Several optimization methods leverage gradient information, such as the adaptive gradient algorithm. This algorithm adapts the learning rates of all model parameters individually, scaling them inversely proportional to the square root of the sum of all historical square gradient values. As an example, the performance of a tin sulfide solar cell can be maximized by optimizing the thickness and the bandgap of the absorber layer. We applied the adaptive gradient algorithm, and the resultant iterations are shown in this figure. On the other hand, root mean square propagation algorithm was also tested, with the resulting iterations shown in the figure. This algorithm modifies ADA to perform better in non-convex settings by replacing gradient accumulation with an exponentially weighted moving average. Regarding the experiment, the performance of a tin sulfide solar cell with the previously described structure was optimized by adjusting the thickness and the bandgap of the absorber layer as well as the buffer layer. In this case, the algorithm that exhibited the most stable behavior was the adaptive moment estimation algorithm, best known as ADAM, resulting in a maximum PCE of 21%, with the optimal parameters shown on the slide. This process took about 57 minutes in a laptop computer. In conclusion, we have succeeded in implementing a solar cell optimization process using gradient-based iterative algorithms, and this proposed method is remarkably more efficient, especially when more than 2 parameters are to be optimized. As a feature word, the developed software tool holds the potential for a broader application, enabling the optimization of a larger set of parameters in the quest for more efficient solar energy systems. Thank you very much for your attention.